GamingBolt presents Best Cities in Video Games. As much as we'll praise the characters, stories, and mechanics of a game, it's the levels that can ultimately make or break the experience. Sometimes those levels don't just exist in a vacuum, they're part of a larger cohesive whole that constitutes a city. Today we're taking a look at some of the best cities in video games. Whether it's the atmosphere or the overall range of activities, these cities are worth revisiting time and time again. Gotham City, Batman: Arkham Knight. Say what you will about the Batmobile and the Arkham Knight's issues, but Gotham City was pretty fun to explore. Areas like the Ace Chemicals facility were incredibly fleshed out. The sheer sense of scale as you glided past skyscrapers was great, and there were enough interesting side quests and villains to keep things fresh. Yeah, fighting drones got boring, and some villains like Hush had rather anticlimactic endings, but this was Gotham City captured in its most grim, gothic form. BEAUCLAIR, The Witcher 3: Blood and Wine. Though not quite the scale of Novigrad, BEAUCLAIR in The Witcher 3: Blood and Wine felt like a significant departure from Skellige and Redania. The aura of refinement present in Duchy Palace, the gorgeous range of colors, and the general lifestyle of folly and fun are ever present. Then again, this is a Witcher title, so there are plenty of diabolical secrets and horrors to discover, contrasting the city's fancy exterior. ÚTULEK Complex, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. While many will point to Prague with its various side quests, intriguing paths, and sense of detail, ÚTULEK Complex was arguably more intriguing as a city in Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Inspired by the infamous Kowloon walled city, ÚTULEK Complex is closed and claustrophobic with its transhuman ghetto and the regime that suppresses them. There's one real mission here, the Rucker extraction, but this closed-off, densely packed city feels stand out in this era of huge, sprawling metropolises. Venice: Assassin's Creed 2. When Ubisoft created Assassin's Creed, it was unlike anything we'd seen before, but it was rough. Assassin's Creed 2 featured a host of improvements, more specifically to the city setting. Venice's abundance of canals and segregated districts lent to the game's expanded movement. The Carnival, pristine architecture, and historical accuracy provided an air of vibrancy. The city felt alive while still providing a fun sandbox to wander around in. Los Santos, Grand Theft Auto 5. Rampant consumerism, memes, mascots, social media, health trends, you name it, they're all conveyed through fictional brands, billboards, storefronts, and skyscrapers in Los Santos. However, the real beauty of the city lies in how closely it resembles Los Angeles. Every curb, skate park, and shoreline is so meticulously crafted. It also doesn't hurt that there's so much to do. Whether you're jacking cars, performing assassinations, rescuing Michael's daughter from shady talent shows, or conducting heists, Los Santos provides a wonderfully realized playground. City 17, Half-Life 2. Valve's Half-Life 2 needed to make an impact on release, and nothing could have achieved that better than City 17. Gordon Freeman enters for the first time, making his return in years. Hulking striders patrol the city among subjugated civilians as opposing combined soldiers. Numerous security cameras and large dystopic screens with Breencast set the tone perfectly. It wasn't just the attention to detail or the seamless tutorial of the first 20 minutes that stuck with us, but rather how Valve so expertly presented it all, choosing to show rather than tell. Yharnam: Bloodborne. Speaking of showing and not telling, at least outright, we have Yharnam and Bloodborne. The city's Victorian architecture presented an elegant contrast to the spreading corruption of monsters, while the Gothic buildings reinforced the latter. The design of the city is great, but it's the little stories conveyed in it, whether through a wayward corpse or a strange NPC, that truly make it special. Bloodborne's rich lore expertly ties into this with numerous secrets that enhance one's overall understanding of the story. The Citadel, Mass Effect. Part space colony, part den of thieves and crooks, several parts political inferno, and just an all-around intriguing place. The Citadel in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 never ceased to amaze. There was a sense of foreboding when you returned, and the reminder of things teeming below the clean-cut architecture. Even with that annoying vendor demanding artifacts while the Reapers attacked Earth, There were such compelling stories around every corner. Refugees, illegal deals, Arya's Purgatory Bar, the trials of C-Sec, and so much more remain etched in our memories to this day. Whiterun, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. Whiterun is like the Imperial City, but much more down to earth, both in a good and a bad way. The city saw numerous setbacks throughout the years, but in that sense it's more raw than other cities. The Nords carry out their traditions and songs, proudly displaying their honor. The Greymanes and Battleborns carry out their conflict. And the various districts are named on their various conditions, like the Wind District facing strong winds from adjoining mountains. Again, this isn't the biggest city you can explore, but at times, Whiterun just felt real. The City, Thief 2, The Metal Age. Before Dishonored compelled us with its branching pathways and secret halls, Thief 2, The Metal Age had already expanded on the kinds of alternate routes, passageways, and tunnels that funneled us through the missions. Though not quite the faux open world of Dishonored's levels, players could still find fully fleshed out areas that they'd never encounter by sticking to the usual path. Throw in all the different entities, conspiracies, laws, and quarters of the city, and it quickly becomes its own entity itself in Thief 2. Baldur's Gate, from Baldur's Gate. Back when Dungeons & Dragons games were considered to be on the decline, BioWare, yes, the very same, released Baldur's Gate. Set in the Forgotten Realms, the titular city of Baldur's Gate was simply overwhelming. It was a merchant city where numerous factions did business. It had the Black Dragon Gate, impervious to time's curse. It also had a variety of taverns to wine and dine in, various shrines, manors, and what have you. Baldur's Gate flipped many preconceptions about Western RPGs when it released, and its hallowed city lives on in gaming history. Raccoon City, Resident Evil 2. If Thief 2's city was an entity that aided your thievery like an ally of the night, Raccoon City was a nightmarish amalgamation of fear. Anyone who explored the city for the first time in 1998 remembers Emmy's Diner and the sheer sense of dread from escaping zombies. We remember the labyrinth Raccoon City Police Department with all sorts of threats literally breaking in to kill us. The underground laboratory, the sewers, and so on may all seem lame by today's standards, but Raccoon City stands as one of the best settings for a survival horror game thanks to its pacing and mood. New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas isn't like a lot of today's open worlds. The variety of areas present is fairly small, and combat was pretty shoddy. However, the city of New Vegas itself was home to all kinds of post-apocalyptic wonders, from the Strip and sewers to the various factions vying for control. The sheer range of non-playable characters and quests with different consequences helped familiarize players with the ins and outs of this dismal, sin-filled wonderland. Kamurocho, Yakuza series. As years pass by, new shops emerge, new characters offer missions, and those missions get weirder. But Kamurocho continues to endure. The perfect example of an open world that focuses on plentiful quality content within a smaller space. Kamurocho is brimming with minigames to undertake, techniques to learn, thugs to battle, and items to collect. Calling it a sandbox isn't totally accurate, but the sheer range of memorable side quests and main missions are deftly balanced in nearly every single iteration of Yakuza, even as the city morphs over time.
And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.